Okay, today is May 11, 2014. It's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Now let's take a look at the market. Got this chart here that show all the market indexes that I follow here. The Dow Jones Industrial, and you can see that the arrow is kind of pointing last Friday. That's where it made its latest, or the last time it made its new high or new all-time high. So the Dow Jones Industrial made a new all-time high, closed at a new all-time high on Friday. And then here's the transportation. The Dow Jones Transportation made its last all-time high back in April 23rd, and the S&P 500 is back in early April. Similarly, for the Nasdaq and the Russell 2000, they make their new high back in early March. So you can see there seems to be some sort of divergence here. Is that the Dow is continue to, make new high, while the other major market indexes fail to make a new high along with the Dow. And especially, if you look at the distance between the current level and new high, or the historical high, or new 52-week high on the Nasdaq and the Russell, you can see there's quite a way from that level. And then you look at the S&P, it's a little bit distant, but it's in the proximity of being able to take that new high and make a new high, in the coming day or in the coming week. It's not inconceivable. And similarly for the Dow Jones, transportation. But the talk has been around this divergence, or between the small cap and the growth stock versus the big cap and the value stock. So with that said, we basically just gonna monitor the price action and see, will the small cap and the growth stock lead the market down, or basically it's just a sort of correction for these overpriced stock, on the momentum and also the small cap. And once we get that correction completed, these stock will revert back and be coming back at a reasonable pace and catch up with the Dow Jones and the S&P. Well, time will tell, but right now, there seems to be a lot of conflicting messages. And so I think for most of the participants, I think it's wise to just stay at the sideline, or minimize your long commitment, or even short in some certain degree, because the market is so choppy. I have tweeted out that basically the market is still a day trader market. Unless you're doing day trading or doing some 1 or 2 day type of trade, then this is not a market for swing trading or even position trading or something like that, because there are just too many uncertainty out there. So with that said, let's go and take a look at the spider, the ETF for the S&P 500. You can see here's the last time it made its all-time high, closed at 188.88, and then it did get up to an intraday high of 189.70. But you're looking at these candle here that it seems to try to get up there, but it could not get above or close above this particular all-time high here. And you can see that on Thursday, it's kind of got a little bit of a long, wicked, sort of a doji candle, and not your ideal shooting star, but it looks similar to it. And then on Friday, got this little hangman, or a hammer type of candle coming up. So the thing is, the key to watch is in the coming week, will it be able to come up and break out of this resistance of 188.88 and close above that. If it could, then maybe we'll see a newer high and probably get up to the above the 190 level. Right? But if it can't, then we might be seeing it come back down and retest this particular level here, which is around 184.66, 184.65. Okay, so those are the key levels to watch for the S&P 500 for the coming week. Essentially is that 188.88 to see does it break out to a new high. And we're basically interested in the closing basis, not on the intraday basis, because there could be a lot of game that that's being played in the market to just move it up on the intraday and then close it down. So just kind of keep an eye on that. And then on the Dow Jones Industrial, the diamond, we see the diamond, made a new high because the Dow Jones 30 made a new high last Friday. So you can see, this candle here. Right. So we'll see is there any kind of follow to and see what sort of price action there is, and if maybe it might pull back and come back down and possibly test this area or even possibly come back and fill this gap here. But the level that we're essentially watching is probably somewhere down at the 16,000 level, which would bring this thing down to about 160, which is also near this trend line here. But that's a way for it to drop right now. Basically, it's just more than 500 point away. But it's not inconceivable, right? Because anything is possible. But so right now we essentially want to see how is this thing holding up. I'm not sure that it's just a inside bar that we close up. So it's 164.86. So 164.87. So we did close at a new high last Friday with a inside bar type of a candle, inside day candle. So we'll be watching this. I think one thing to watch is maybe see would it get above this high or break below this low. So essentially, we want to see can it get above that 166.07 or break below the 164.86, and that probably will give us some idea what the short-term price action might be. And if it break above that, we might see a little bit of a surge going to. If it break down, then maybe come back down and test some of these level down here at this 163.40, 162 area. Okay. And then if we look at the Q, the Q is still sort of, in the process of forming this, this head and shoulder here that a lot of people is essentially monitoring, right? And in addition to that, we do have a low trend line coming down. So if it be able to break above this level here, then we might, look forward to come up to near this 90 area. But if come back up and find resistance up at this trend line, then maybe that will revert it back and have it come down and try to test this neckline on this head and shoulder pattern. And that will be interesting to see what the price action will look like when it get down here, because there's so many people looking at these patterns. And when things are so obvious in the market, the chances are it's not going to happen as everybody expect it to be. So it's be interesting to see how that's going to play out when it come back there, when it come down to that level. And then on the IWM, the Russell 2000 ETF, again, it sort of came down, got try to break this head and shoulder pattern here, and then got a nice bounce on this support level. So we're going to see will this thing have any follow through and possibly make it back up to this somewhere around this 111 area, this level here, and see what it encounter resistance and then come back down. Then it might come and try to break this head and shoulder pattern and see where that might lead us. Because right now we're essentially looking for it to, if it could get back about this pivot, then it might work itself up to this 114. So until it could get up to somewhere around this 113 level, 112.87. So until it could get above this pivot, then we probably be looking at this trend line here and see first can it break above this trend line, move about this area here. Then this would be the level of resistance that we'll keep an eye on. And if it can't break through that and hold above that trend line, then we probably will see it to come down, and likelihood is to retest this support level once again. Okay, and then finally we could look at the IYT, the transportation index, the ETF, and here we see that again, here's the closing high, the all-time closing high here, and we see a similar type of pattern, as in the S&P 500. We see a little bit of a sort of like a shooting star candle, and then got a little bit of a hangman candle here. So we'll see what the price action is. Although this one did not, close with a inside bar type of candle, inside day candle. But again, we'll be looking at this particular pivot level and the closing, the intraday low of last Friday, would be another pivot level. So basically, those are the breakout and breakdown level that we'll be watching for the IYT. Okay, so basically, this is the quick look at the market ETF, and probably we'll put up a video later on to look at some of the stocks such as Apple, Netflix, and Twitter, etc. So for now, enjoy the Mother's Day with your mother and your family, and we'll wish you all best of luck next week in your trading.